August 13th, 2026, and we're only 10 days away from our regular season. Good afternoon. I'm Derek Slavin. It's No Run Zone. He's Hunter Lake, and we're here with a schedule release. If you've got the Team Linked app, you already have your schedule. You know who your matchups are, but we're going to dive in a little bit deeper, and we're going to get down to the nitty, the gritty, the dirty, however you want to say it. Buddy, how's it going?
Oh, it's so good, man. Finally coming down from the tournament, starting to breathe, muscles are starting to feel better. 10 days to ramp it back up.
It wears on the body like you've never experienced before. When you start creeping up around the 40 age, buddy, just wait.
Yeah, the 1 day turnarounds aren't as easy as they used to be.
No, it's like going drinking on a Friday night and being able to pound 14 tequilas and mix a whole bunch of other stuff. And then you wake up Saturday and you go out and you do it again after playing a round of golf. Uh, you can't do it anymore.
I mean,
Can't
your
do
your shirt looks like you're a guy who could totally do it still.
it. It's still summer. I wanted to embrace summer, and I very much miss being in Oahu. I would like to move the league there. If everybody would move with us, that'd be great. And we're just all going to go play on the Big Island. Being back sucks. It's. I mean, we're close to the water. We got the sunshine, but the smoke in the air is kind of dampening things.
Not
Um,
ideal.
I will. I do want to start with this. As I said, it's August 13th. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. If you haven't already seen, Team Canada in Dusseldorf is doing extremely well. Our ladies played Panama this morning and finished them off a score of 27-14, and then went on to take Brazil and knocked Brazil off 26-6. Or sorry, 36-6. Our men topping Austria in a big upset, 26-6. That was the world ranked number 2 team in Austria. 26-6 is definitely a statement. Good on Michael O'Connor, Van City Vice guy,
Big fancy vice guy.
the
Yeah.
AFL guy. I mean, come on, Mr. Team Canada right now.
Yeah, getting us a
Congrats to
famous
our,
win.
yeah. I mean that was the biggest win in Canadian flag history. So knocking off the world ranked number 2.
Canada just does great in Germany. We just go there, we do our
Yeah,
thing, historically dominate.
I apologize to all of our German listeners. Um, okay, so we're not going to waste any time with this. Let's start breaking down. The schedule is out; it's released. For those of you following along on our League Suite website, bcaffl.ca, the full season schedule will be posted there tonight. If it's not there tonight, there are maybe technical difficulties because I tried to post it yesterday. We had some issues. We will get it up this week. I'll make that promise. It'll be up this week. I will say this: we are at Cloverdale Athletic Park in Surrey, weeks 1 and week 2. Week 3 right now we are scheduled at Unwin Park, and I can hear the collective grunting. We don't want to be at Unwin Park. Unfortunately, it is the only field available right now. We are doing what we can to get out of there and find ourselves another home for weeks 3, 4, 5, and 6, plus playoffs. But at the moment, we have fields booked. We have a place to play. That's what matters. Lots of single reg this season. We had just over 50 players put their name in, basically put their name in a hat. We shake them up, we put them together, and see how things go this week. Monday and Wednesday, we put them together on the field. Some talented ballers, some very talented ballers, both on the men's and women's side. Look out. That's all I have to say. Look out. The Chargers in the men's comp division will be the single reg team with all of our noobs. But these guys are they're seasoned. These aren't rookies that have all never played before. These are guys that have played ball at some level. Um, they're going to be a force. These are not going to be a pushover. It's not going to be a pushover team at all.
That just goes to
So
show how much the league has changed, right? Like
it,
you have built something that people want to actually compete
yeah,
in. We're not just getting people who've never picked up a ball before. We're getting ex-college guys, ex-junior guys. We're like, this
yeah.
league looks fun, competitive. Let's go play ball, and that's just going to make everything so much more fun.
It's definitely grown. The amount of interest in just coming and joining as a single. We do need to find a better way to do it and find a better way to evaluate. So we're going to work on that as we finish off 2026 and work into 2027. There's going to be a whole lot of wholesale changes coming for next year. Good stuff for the league, good stuff for our players, and that's just one of them. Is we want to get better. We want to be better at how we're bringing people into the league and how we're building teams and how we're expanding and growing. So, anywho, let's talk week one.
Before we get into week one, I kind of wanted to
Okay.
ask you a couple questions
Okay.
about just how the schedule was made and your process, because I know a lot of people are complaining to me, a lot of people who don't know how we have to make things function. You just want to take a quick, like, why times have changed from last
Okay.
season, why things have been switched around.
I really don't want to answer this, but I'm going to.
Okay, well, you don't have to.
Producer Tristan, I told him I call him out. I'm calling him out. Producer Tristan, I'm calling you out. You was one of the first to question why we schedule things the way they're scheduled. Everything that we do and everything that we put into the schedule is done for operational need. It's not done for any other reason other than operational need. So it may be because certain times throughout the day we have a better grouping of officials. So we need to be able to support, for instance, late afternoon, we have 20 men's rec teams and 3 time slots. So at any one time we have 16 games going, and there's a lot more teams.
Right.
We need to have at minimum at that point. So you've got you have 8 games going. Okay. We need to have more referees. It's the only time slot where we have every field going and then a third time block. So that has to remain in the afternoon simply because that's the best part of the day where we can find the most officials. When it comes to the morning slots, last season we had the men's masters and the women's division start the day. Fall season, we decided we're going to balance it out and the men are going to start the day. A lot of the complaint comes where we have men saying, well, I'm going to play and then I'm going to play co-ed, but I have to sit through women's. Yeah, you have to sit through women's. Quit whining. Seriously. The women did it last season where they had to they played. No, we did co-ed. We did.
Yeah, we co-ed in the middle.
Yeah. It was done for operational need, mostly for referees. But we did have the season before where our men's elite division started the day. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went to, I believe at that point we went to women's and then we did co-ed.
Okay.
Right. So this way we have men's elite, we have women's, we have co-ed, and then we finish with men's comp. There are more men's comp players playing co-ed than there are men's elite players playing co-ed.
Okay. Hey, that makes sense.
That's just the fact. That's just the numbers.
Yeah, that works better for them. That's great.
Not everybody's ever going to be. There's no way for me to appease everybody. I can't.
I'm always happy.
And as I said to producer Tristan, if you would like to build the schedule and spend 16 to 20 hours of your personal time to do that, please step up to the plate.
And then coordinate that with the referees and the fields.
With referees, with fields, with everybody else. There's multiple factors that play into building a schedule. It's not just throw things at the wall and see what sticks. It's a lot of thinking. It's a lot of planning. It's a lot of try things on paper. If it doesn't work, great. And I'll be perfectly open and honest. I tried using AI. Didn't work. AI can't figure this out. AI can't figure this out. There are multiple schedule builders online and tools available, and they can't figure it out based on the time slots, game times, the number of teams, factoring in bye weeks because we have odd number of teams. And some schedulers want to, if you have 13 teams, they want to just give you here's a 14th team. Let's balance the schedule. Well, that team doesn't exist. Right. But AI doesn't understand that. And you tell AI that, and it still doesn't understand it. So this is a manually built schedule for the most part. The draws are, the draws are somewhat random. There was, I believe, 2 weeks where games were placed in a certain position just based on timing. But other than that, It's done to meet all operational needs as best as possible.
Cool.
So the other big factor too, is the fact that players want stats, right?
Right. Absolutely.
We are going. The iPads will be back out on the field. We will be running stats this season. We are going to unfortunately have to employ our players, our people, to operate stats for the first couple of weeks. The idea and the plan is to employ students, volunteers, so they can get their hours, their co-op hours, their volunteer hours, sporting hours, whatever it is they might be going through their senior years of high school. And they're going to come out, they're going to work with us on the field. But obviously, school's not in session until after the Labor Day weekend. So it's tough to get students to commit and to come out, especially in the summertime. So what we're looking at doing is we're going to employ our people. We'll work out some sort of a deal like we did last season where players got refunded, whether it's a partial amount or a full amount for helping us out. The ability to have quality stat keepers is imperative to being able to do this properly. If we have our men's elite players finish their games, they can now sit there and support the women's games. Okay. I know we have a few of our men's elite players that are coaching in women's. There's a few comp players that are coaching in women's. But there are a number of good quality stat keepers who we trust, who are also playing men's elite. So come out and grab an iPad and go watch a women's game and keep the stats and do it properly. That's what we're going to ask. Right. But to answer your question, it's to meet every operational need. Good?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'll accept that on behalf of our producer, Tristan.
Thank you. And producer Tristan, he brings up some good points, and I understand some of the arguments. What's that?
That's why he's good at his producing job.
Dude, I watched him last night at practice, and I still can't wrap my head around how somebody that tall is able to dip as low as he is. He gets lower than Mark is short.
He is.
Mark, I mean that in no disrespectful way, dude. Mark, I love you. But Tristan has an ability to dip.
He's got a lot of those. He's got a lot.
It's unreal. It's
unreal.
Yeah. Unreal. But yeah, he's a fantastic producer. He's going to bat for the players in the league. I give him credit for that. Mm-hmm. He wants to make sure that everything's done properly, and he wants it fair, and I totally understand that. And just for everybody's sake, please know that I do things and I schedule things the way that they are, not to screw anybody. It's to meet operational need. Right.
Cool.
So, okay.
All right.
Any other questions from you, sir?
Nope, that was it.
All right.
Ready to talk schedules.
Let's talk schedules. It's time to get into Lake's Takes. All right, so where are we starting with this one? I'm leaving this in your hands. I want no say as the league founder and the vice president. And please don't call me the commish. I'm, for those of you I've been walking around the fields the last week, and I'm not the commissioner. That's Greg Thomas. That's Christine Westall. You want to call somebody commish, go call them commish. But as the position that I am, I want nothing to do with picking teams. And I'll give you a small segment of my opinion based on what I know. But otherwise, sir, this one's all you.
Okay, I'll take that. Well, I do want your opinions and everything based on what
you're going to get my opinion.
There you go.
All
right. We're going to start. So I'm just listing my 3 favorite games of every division so far this season based on what I know from last season, based on what I know from the off season, who's moved around, who's changed teams.
Yeah.
We've had a very exciting off season this year, and it's going to lead to some fantastic football coming in the fall. So I'm going to start with the big one right off the bat. I'm going to go start men's competitive division. This is where all the entertaining teams are. This is where the most turnover happens. I think we have 10 new teams this season.
Something like that.
Yeah. So obviously, right out of the gate, I am starting with everyone's favorite team. First game of the season, August 23rd. We have the Pacquiao Packers playing a brand new team, the Legion of Boom Ballhawks. A, fantastic name. B, I think they might cause some problems if they're trying to hit people. And I am just so excited to see how the Packers adjust. They've added so many new players. They might be starting to bring in a few too many internationals for the Pacquiao theme, but we'll see. They're gonna come with some fights, man. This team really, really wanted it last season. They were very raw. They're gonna put in a lot of work. This is a committed bunch of guys, so I'm very excited to see the Pacquiao Packers play. What can you tell me about the Legion of Boom, Pacquiao? Do you know anything about the Legion of Boom?
I know nothing about the Legion of Boom other than Cam Chancellor was a force.
Boy, if he shows up week 1.
Look, Richard Sherman, Cam Chancellor, Bobby Wagner, like, come on, that was the best era of Seahawk defense, and you're talking to a Seahawk diehard. Been a diehard since 1988, man. Most of you haven't even been alive that long.
Well, that means we're gonna have to hear about the Seahawks all season from these guys.
I hope so. I hope so, and we'll talk about that actually before the end of the show. Look, the Packers. I don't know if it's the Filipino community, but I love these guys. I absolutely love these guys. The energy in the Filipino community has always been fantastic. Whether it's a festival or even a food truck or whatever the case might be, these guys bring everything to the field. They bring it all, and I absolutely fucking love these guys. The LOB Ballhawks.
Until I get married, then I can join their team officially.
Oh yeah, there you go. I'm so jealous. The LOB Ballhawks, I know zero about these guys other than the fact that, reminder, this is non-contact football. So you want to bring the boom, that's fine. You just better do it in a non-contact way. I know nothing about these guys, don't know who they are.
Makes it even more exciting. Wow.
I've seen some of the registration come through. I don't know any of the names. No clue. We're going to have to wait and see. I hope the Packers step up their game this season. I want them to have a better season. Let's at least get one win this season. Guys, that's the target. Go for one.
Yeah, okay? Hey, return to your championship glory. Now you won one ship last season. Now go for the comp ship.
But the question is, and we have to talk about this at some point, are we going to have a second Habibi Bowl this year?
I mean, we did call it the first annual Habibi Bowl. So.
We did. So, but in order for there to be a Habibi Bowl, there has to be 2 winless teams. So, we'll see. Okay. We'll see. Is somebody going to be battling for the Habibi Bowl at the end of the season? We'll soon find out.
That's going to be a good storyline to follow.
Look, I don't know anything about the Ballhawks, but they're calling themselves LOB. No offense, Darwin. I'm going with the Ballhawks on this one.
Cold. Well, that's how you know to get Eric's a favor. Talk about the Seahawks. All right, we're gonna go to my other second favorite game of the season. It also happens on the opening schedule. Your opening schedule games, elite. I like how you hey, let's get all our favorites, mash them together, we'll figure it out.
So that there was some movement when the schedule, I put it all in and I spat it all out, and there were some things I moved around because I think the matchups, and especially as you look towards the end of the season, how things are going to finish, has a lot to do with the way that it starts. So we're doing things. I tried to do things to set up some drama and to set up a little bit of preview of the playoffs. Let's put it
making us play against all the American teams.
Look, the American teams requested to play the Canadian teams. They didn't want to play the same teams that they play across the border.
I'm with you.
You're paying to play in a tournament, in an international tournament. Why would you pay to play?
That's what I was telling people. Why would you want to play the Ravens if you play them 7 times a year?
Exactly. Go and play Sacktown. Go and play Fiji. Go and put yourself up against some better teams, some different teams, some different talent, and stretch your legs, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Let's go.
Hey, what makes this league great already? We're 5-6 seasons into it? Rivalries. Second favorite game of the comp division. Week 1, Outlaws, only football. Maybe the biggest rivalry in the league. These teams do not like each other. I know a lot of only football has moved on as they're branching off into other divisions, but this is still only football. This is still Outlaws. This is going to be nitty gritty. It's going to come down to the wire. I'm expecting the rest needed to be involved. It's going to be a good game to watch. I can't wait to see it go down.
Just watching the men's championship game through the tournament, the men's comp championship, Outlaws versus Sacramento, and Outlaws put up a really good fight. Sacramento was just a little bit stronger, especially short game.
They know how to move the ball.
They really know how to move the ball, get yards after catch. The Outlaws, though, they didn't go quietly into the night. Let's put it that way. This is a solid group of ballers. Only football keeps progressing. Solid group of ballers. This is going to be a great week 1 matchup.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. All right. And my third favorite game of the season, this is more just an intrigue game. So I really want to see how this team develop because they're a bunch of smart people and they love this game. And I think they're going to continue to adapt their style until they've mastered it. I have Van Lynx going up against a new team in the division, the Silverbacks. This Silverbacks team could be playing in elite. I feel like they're sandbagging a bit. Maybe it's a confidence thing. I know all their players compete in every other league at every other level. So maybe they're just testing the water, seeing if they can do fives. But I really want to see how this Van Lynx team competes with a higher athleticism, pretty football talented squad in the Silverbacks. What do you think?
Well, the Silverbacks coming from men's eights, making the adjustment, coming and playing in our tournament for the second time. I think that group's been in a few different ballers, but they did quite well through the PIO. They had a really good showing in the tournament. Came up a bit short, I know, to their standards, but look for them to have a pretty strong season through this comp division through the fall. I agree. I think they're sandbagging a bit. I think these guys could compete in the elite division. And look, I mean, we've said it before with some other teams. If it turns out that, they just smash everybody and they wind up, taking it home at the end of the season, well, guess what? They're never coming back to the comp division. So that's just the way it works.
Absolutely.
But I think Van Lynx showed last season that they can compete, both on the co-ed and on the men's side. I would look to these guys and their shifty play to be progressive. They're going to challenge. They will challenge every down. They're going to challenge every play. They're going to challenge every game, and they will not go quietly.
I love it.
Good pick.
Thank you. Those are my favorite comp games. Looking forward to the season. I'm so excited to watch comp. I'm so excited I get the opportunity to watch comps. We don't play at the same time. No, that's fantastic. I appreciate that.
I'm gonna stop you there because there is another group who I want to call out, and that's the new team, Vancouver Spartans. These guys, do you remember the energy and the vibe that we were getting last season when Ole Mush joined?
Yeah,
they had the matching jerseys, and they brought a whole new vibe. They were doing
fun crew.
They were all over social media, and they were doing like their practice rosters, and love those guys. If you need to use sporting goods or anything new, go see them at Sports Replay down on the Langley Bypass. Most of those guys are the Ole Mush guys.
Good plug. I didn't know that.
Not Ole, the Ole Mush. They're all at Sports Replay in Langley. The Vancouver Spartans, though, have come out. Don't know who these guys are. Don't know. I mean, obviously they're from Vancouver. Social media game starting to step it up. These guys are excited to play. Kind of giving me the same Ole Mush energy. So nice. I like what I'm seeing so far. Hoping that we're not going to be disappointed. But you're right. We do have a lot of new teams through this division this season. The Valkyries, the Fish, no idea who these people are. Lightning, LOB Ballhawks we talked about. Bazooka Proof Cars makes their return after a season off. Aftershock, BC Blazers return. We have the BC AFFL Chargers, the Vancouver Spartans. Hungover Heroes, they dropped down with PRE Dolphins out of our men's elite division. Down to where they should be for now. So it's the division looks good, and we're still missing. We're missing so many teams.
Yeah, only get so many games.
Right. We did have to turn a few teams away last minute that tried to register, a day or two late. There's a reason there's a deadline, man. We've got to get the schedule built, and we pushed it as far as we could, especially after already extending the deadline from August 1st to August 8th. We reached our limit. So still got 20 teams in our men's comp division. Past Pro Shop moving up from the men's comp division and will compete this season in men's elite. So, okay, so those are your picks for your men's comp division, courtesy of Mr. Hunter Lake, and brought to you by Oddball Workshop. Moving on to the next division, sir.
I'm going to jump right into the women's division. It's elite and comp mixed together for the season. We're going to break off into the playoffs.
As we did last year.
Yeah, I'm just going to touch on. Yeah, that's what we did last year. I'm going to touch on a couple of teams that I'm excited to see and some matchups that are going to prove awesome. All right off the bat, I'm going to jump into the rematch of last year's comp finals. I like how you put it first game of the season. Let's see what they got, see what they bring back. It is Crimson Chaos versus the Only Football, which I'm pretty sure is like that Hail Mary's Only Football team, right?
Yeah, from what I understand, there's been some breakup. Not bad breakup, like, pack your shit and get out. But they, Jason and Kat and that group from Only Football have been absolutely amazing, helping us establish new teams and
grow the game.
That's exactly what we need. So they did split off. Hail Mary split off and brought some new bodies in. They got some more players, and they've got 2 teams now. So they've got Hail Marys and they've got Only Football women's. So yeah,
I'm excited for that. So that's going to be a good matchup. I mean, Chaos lost a bunch of players. Only Football has lost a bunch of players. It's going to be exciting what they bring back to the table. I'm sure they've coming back stronger. So I'm looking forward to watching that game for sure.
And again, that is a chosen matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. I could tell. That's a good one. All right. Next up, I have September 20th, midseason, the Black Widows versus the Van City Vice.
Ooh.
I'm excited because these are Van City Vice has gone through a lot of turnover this season too. Black Widows, new squad, put together by the league. Somewhat. No?
Nope.
Who created this team?
My wife.
Okay.
So I'm just coaching.
I love that. Okay. Oh, you're coaching. Okay.
I am coaching.
All right. Well, I'm excited. I'll make sure I stay far off the sidelines on this game then.
Oh, you better be coaching on the other side.
No, they have a real coach. I'm a consultant at best. I'm too indifferent. I love every team.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's going to be a good game. I'm excited to see what the Black Widows can bring to the table.
The Black Widows are going to bring you some aggressive play calling. The Black Widows are going to shock you on defense. This is a seasoned group of ball players. Couple noobs, only a couple.
Yeah, every team has to have some.
There's a lot of experience and a lot of history with these players. So, will not be a pushover.
I'm very excited that you're getting a little away from the GMing of the league to get a little bit more hands-on the field, man.
I want to have some freaking fun, man.
Hell yeah.
So,
cool.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, moving on to what I think.
Plus, I do what my wife tells me to do.
Yeah, I'm not married yet, so I still got like 6 months.
You'll learn, sir. You will learn.
You're probably going to be the coach going forward.
Happy wife, happy life.
All right. Big one. This is going to be huge. This could be, a preview of the finals early in the season, August 30th. I have the Phillies Reign versus the BC Pride.
Ooh-hoo.
The BC Pride has recruited from every team. They've taken player from here, player from there, player from here. Built a great squad. I mean, perks of having a fantastic quarterback in MJ. People want to play with her. Great recruiter. I'm not going to name names or point fingers, but just outstanding across the board.
Greg.
Yeah, Greg Thomas, everyone's favorite dude. And then the Reign, Phillies Reign. Hardworking. They practice hard. Great coaching staff. Committed players. These 2 teams are going to be elite. And this game's going to have fireworks. I'm expecting, high 30s on both sides of the board. Big finish. I like that we got it early in the season, so we have something to build back towards. I mean, hopefully other teams can come and mess with their mojo, but these teams may start at the top of the pack this year.
Is there a smarter quarterback in the women's division than MJ?
I mean, hard to say. Like, I don't think anyone puts the ball in a better more receiver-friendly spot than MJ. Like, She knows timing and ball placement better than anyone in the game I've seen, men's or women's. And I love watching her throw the ball.
Watching her throw on Monday night with players that she hasn't ever played before, or played with before, apologies. And just the timing, like you said, she's probably one of the smartest quarterbacks I've ever seen.
She plays dummy-proof football. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. She
Very much so.
Simple. Yeah.
Very much so.
Mm.
I mean, look, MJ's not going to go for a sprint, sideline to sideline 10 times to avoid a flag, but she doesn't need to.
No. Ball in, ball out.
Yeah, ball in, ball out, and she's smart.
Yeah,
timing and placement and everything is it's on point. It's impressive to watch. We love MJ.
Absolutely.
Good pick. Phillies, Phillies, I think there's really no question. I think it's going to come down to can the Pride and can Van City keep up with the Phillies this season?
Hey, they are the Dallas Cowboys of the BCFL. This is their year. Every season has been their season. Their show blues. They are so close to being the elite.
You're gonna catch so much flack for that one.
Hey, I take shit for this every single day of my life. Go outside, wear my Dallas Cowboys hat. I'm a fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm a fan of the Phillies' reign. This is our year.
Okay.
We gotta show it now.
Okay.
This is unstoppable. This is
all
our
right.
season.
Wow. Wow.
I hope I didn't jinx anyone there. Okay, moving on.
You probably jinxed Dak Prescott. He's gonna break his other leg or something now.
Whoa! Don't put that evil on Dak.
I'm sorry. I hate the Cowboys with a passion.
Yeah, but we like.
Just a good NFC rivalry.
Fair.
Okay.
All right, those are my women's picks. Moving on to men's elite. Very simple, very straightforward. There's a couple of new teams actually I'm really excited to watch. I'm going to touch my first game right here, right off the bat. Second week of the season, August 30th. I have Only Football Elite Division, one of the better quarterbacks in the league, bringing his team up to the next echelon versus a brand new team, Knights Faded. I saw these guys at the international tournament. Holy cow, they got some speed. They got a quarterback who's a sick athlete with a great arm. They could clearly compete with anyone. These two teams are going to have fireworks right off the bat. I loved watching both these teams play football, and I'm so excited to see how they compete week in, week out.
The question for me is, with Only Football, is do they have the strength to make it through the season? With injuries and everything else, do they have the depth?
Depth is big.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the hard part with 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, they're solid. 1, 2, 3, 1 through 5, they're solid.
Okay.
Once you get through 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I mean, where do you go from there? So my question for them would be, do they have the depth to make it through the season? Knights Faded, they look good through the tournament.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, their quarterback is a dog, man.
Yeah, no idea where these guys came from.
They're a barbershop, I think.
A barbershop?
A majority of them. There's Knights Faded barbershop I used to go to.
You're saying I could get a trim at the field after they're done playing, or what?
Yeah, trim at the field after you're done playing.
We'll go get our beards done. And,
get shiny.
Well, yeah, get a little turtle wax.
Yeah. No, these are some guys. I only know a couple of them, but I mean, they're delightful. Great energy. They got. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know who runs the team, but I'm assuming it's one of the Filipino dudes. So you know that team is going to be swaggy as hell. Excited to watch them play ball.
Okay.
All right, moving on. My favorite game of every season. The only time I try to turn on my villain mode. I got September 13th, the Van City Vice versus the Ravens. This is the game I circle on my matchup every year. I mean, we had a huge turnout last year. Maybe it was because of Nathan Rourke. Maybe it was because everyone knows the Vice Ravens game is going to have fireworks. There's a lot of turnover on both these teams. Nathan Rourke choosing to not come back for a couple of weeks. The Ravens, a couple new players. I'm not sure what their quarterback situation is like, but doesn't.
Yeah, Nathan's got a few other things on the go right now.
Yeah. He says he might come to the September 13th game. He knows how important that is to his squad, so I'll see if I can bring him out. Really depends how his playoff atmosphere is looking. But the Ravens are a great squad. Both sides of the ball, gifted. Couldn't be more excited for this matchup.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, look, you can't go wrong with a Vice Ravens matchup. You really can't.
prime time
Uh,
football.
yep, yep. That's the Monday night matchup that everybody wants to watch. Um, I will say this: I do have a different matchup that I like through the men's elite division.
Okay, let's hear yours.
Um, I know this is going to sound weird, but I think this is going to be a telltale game where these two teams are going to figure out where they're at.
Like if they
And
belong in the top
if they,
half of the comp. Okay.
and it's week 2, and it's Scout Team versus Pass Pro Shops.
Ooh, this is like a rematch of the potential.
So both teams have moved back into the men's elite division. Both teams played in the comp division last season.
Mhm.
Scout Team had the number 1 defense. Pass Pro Shops had the number 1 offense throughout the entire season. Now they're both back up in the elite division. Bit of roster movement, not a lot. Can these teams legitimately compete? First of all, I want to see how they match up against each other from season to season. But can they compete in the elite division? Those two teams, I think one of those two teams could be our sleeper this season.
Wow, I love that. I mean, Scout Team is one of the harder teams to play. If they have their defense returning, they have great energy. They know how to stop the football. They held every team to like 12 points last season in comp.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a well.
Can they bring that same defense to the elite division? Can Pass Pro Shops keep their offensive output at the same level in the elite division?
Pass Pro Shops have added some of the best players in men's elite to their squad in this offseason.
Yep.
They have picked some of the players off of Showtime, some of the players off of the Vice. They have some elite ads. I think they could be a powerhouse, and I agree 1,000% that this is going to be the game to watch.
I heard a rumor last night that there is a certain Vice player that's moving on to play with somebody else in co-ed.
In co-ed.
Somebody with long hair, giant muscles, big teddy bear.
Hunter?
Anyways, moving on.
The
other men's, sorry, Hunter, I don't mean to cut you off, but the other one that I'm curious about, because both these teams have so much potential, but neither one of them has had very much success. One of them has, but not to the level that they should. And that's the Yetis versus 604 Nightmare in week 2.
Yeah, this is the measuring stick game. I actually had the Yetis against Vicious and Delicious because I wanted to see where they stand with the new teams. But I mean, that's a much better one to talk about. The Yetis are like the Kirk Cousins of the league. Like they are the measuring stick. That's like if you're better than them, you're a playoff championship caliber team. If you're below them, maybe you should be thinking about comp.
But they knocked off the Ravens. Yeah,
exactly.
Ravens without Colby, but they knocked off the Ravens in the playoffs.
They're the bar. Like if you're not on your good game, they're the bar, right? Like Ravens had a bad half, and that's why they're the bar.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm always curious they bring.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how that one matches up. Yetis 604 Nightmare week 2 at Cloverdale. I mean, look, both these teams have a lot of talent. They've got offensive talent. They've got defensive talent. They can't seem to put it together every single week. And that's fine.
That'll get them far.
But
have good QBs.
Good regular seasons for the most part for both of these teams since their inceptions. But no success.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, unfortunately, the top quarter of the elite division is pretty stacked, top heavy, right? Like,
yeah,
Vice and Ravens have had kind of a power hold on the finals runs for most of the season, but we had that new team over there. The Gators come through last year; they were pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised to see that they weren't back for the fall season. I would expect that they'll return in the spring.
Yeah, fall season's tough for a lot of teams, man. Like I have a hard time recruiting in the fall. Nobody really wants to commit.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could understand a younger team being flaky there, but yeah, I mean, the spring is when the magic happens.
we'll see this every season where we're going to see teams drop off one season, come back the next. I mean, that's fine. You're going to see a lot of player movement from joining one team or dropping one team and joining another. That's part of the sport. It's what we love. It keeps us talking. But yeah, I'm really interested to see if the Gators are going to return in the spring because they had a stellar spring season. Gave you guys a run for your money.
Absolutely. If they were healthy, that would have been a game that came down to the wire. Unfortunate coming into the playoffs with 5 guys, just unfortunately.
And then they dropped one during that game, went down to 4, so it was unfortunate for them.
That was a big letdown for me, at least.
Big time. And look, I know fall's difficult for a lot of people to commit. There's family stuff, there's kids stuff, coaching obligations, other sports, work commitments. The fall we're up against the NFL too.
Absolutely.
Right. And it's no secret, and I won't hide the fact that I would love to move our fall season potentially somewhere down the road. I would love to move at least our fall season to Saturdays so that we all get to be at home on Sundays with our feet up and watching NFL football. And yeah,
everyone here just needs to get more into college football. So you watch all Saturday, then you play all Sunday. It's way better.
I'm going to disagree with you.
College football's so much better than the NFL. You're a crazy person.
I'm not disagreeing with that part of it. I'm disagreeing with you that you should get more into college football and forget about the NFL. I love my NFL football, man.
Me too.
I also love Sundays before the work week where I get to just chill. But no, I have to be at the field at 7:00 in the morning to set up and put on this show. It's all good. I love it. I do it for the love. Okay, moving on, sir.
Okay, moving on. We are going right into co-ed. I'm going to get through this quick. We've been running pod long, which I always love talking more football with you. I got 2 games for co-ed. 2 games I want to watch. Very simple. I got, first off, week 1, Beauties, Fusion X. Fusion X, elite team. I don't know who they're bringing back to QB. They've had rotating quarterback styles, but great team, great coach, great program. Producer Tristan does a good job keeping his team tight. And then I have the Beauties, another newer
Beauties
team.
and the Beast.
Sorry, Beauties and the Beast.
There you go.
The Beauties and Tristan. They have some fantastic players. If they return Mikey, I don't know if he's going to be a Raven or a Beauty. Tristan's a great quarterback. They have some fantastic women players, which goes so far in co-ed. This team they could really put their stamp on the league if they knock off, I'm going to say a top 4 team in Fusion X. So that is going to be a very fun game to watch right off the bat. I hope I don't have to play too much in my game. Maybe I'll just sit mine out. Although it looks like you make us play the Ravens, of course. So we'll see. Moving on. My second favorite game I really want to watch. It's late in the season, so hopefully both teams are healthy. September 27th, Ravens only football. On paper, these teams are elite. On paper, these teams are unstoppable. On paper, this should be the championship game. That's why the game's not played on paper, but it still makes it fun to watch, and I can't wait to watch these two teams play. What do you have to say about that one?
I would like to know who the Ravens have on their roster. I mean, if we're going by what we know historically, this is going to be a non-bloody bloodbath. If that makes sense.
That makes total sense. And
these are you're right. These are very much 2 of our elite co-ed teams. Obviously, one of which has a recent championship. It may or may not have been won against a certain Hunter Lake.
Makes it all the more special.
And I gave her a little bit of the ribbing last night at the practice about her being a supreme sack master. Look, Ravens have been solid since day one. Only football, obviously coming off of a big championship in our spring season. This will be a good telltale sign as to where both those teams are. Mm-hmm. Who's going to be who's number 1? Really, who's number 2? Right. Because until there's another champion crowned, those are our top 2 teams. Right.
Absolutely.
I think those are our top 2.
it's the most liked player in the league who runs the Ravens, and then it's the biggest and best promoter in the league who runs only football.
Yeah.
They lock and load with so much talent every year just by being out there and promoting and building the program. This is exactly what the league's for, like people who grow the game.
It'll be interesting though with the recent injuries. Unfortunately, both Jason and Kat have suffered season-ending injuries just in the last little bit. Shout out to both of them and hope for a speedy recovery. Jason with his knee and surgery upcoming, and unfortunately on Monday night, Kat broke her foot.
Right.
So she's on crutches, and so I mean those are two big pieces missing from that co-ed roster.
Absolutely.
Right. So they have to, again, we like I said before about what happens after you go through, positions 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, that depth. Who do they have to fill those two voids? Yeah, they're, both great people, but also both really great football players. And that's going to hurt the only football co-ed team for sure. So, looking at the rest of the co-ed schedule, and we have to also point out too, we have some new co-ed teams.
Lots of new teams.
We have some returns, but we have and some new modifications. The Dirty Birds, formerly the Rampage. The Vipers make the return for a season. They were in our tournament, but they make their return to season play. Smoke shows. I'm excited to see smoke shows.
Oh yeah, dude, they have a
yeah.
It's basically the Vice plus a few people.
Yeah. Obviously, Beauties and the Beast. Mud Dogs make the return to fives. And Paws of Fury. Don't know who Paws of Fury is, but I'm down with the name.
Exactly. Why not?
Look, we've seen a lot of teams take the season off, but we have teams coming in that are new or they've revamped and we've built up and we've built out. We've grown the game. Last season, we hit a record with 57 registered teams for our spring season. This season, for our fall season, we're at 54 teams.
Okay.
That's pretty remarkable for a fall season.
For a fall season when people don't really want to do it ever.
And we've grown. We've grown in every division except for our women's elite division.
Right.
Women's comp has grown. Men's elite grew. Men's comp, it stayed the same. Co-ed has grown. And we're expecting more for the spring. We should be topping 60 teams.
Eventually, the women in sevens will realize that this is the best league. This is the best game.
You got to come and play here.
They're going to do their thing, right? Hey, the men's in sevens too, the old heads, the touch guys who've been doing touch for 30 years, they're loyal to it. They love it. Eventually they're going to realize it's a different game. It's faster paced. It's more elite, more tighter. It's just like, it's more like football when it comes down to like executing, and athleticism just takes such a bigger factor than, space and dinking and dunking.
I have to touch on this since you bring that up. And I got into this conversation last week when I was up in Prince George with the Langley Rams, and I got into a chat up there with one of their directors about bringing our league to Prince George. They want adult flag in the interior, or in the north. So we were just talking about the difference in games between 8s and 7s and 5s and 6s and 12s and 11s. Like it was, it was a progressive, it was a good conversation, but the biggest factor, I think, and we did talk about this after Mabel, is the yards after catch is the biggest thing with 5s. If you've played 7s, if you've played 8s of the flag or touch model, you know that in 7s and 8s, you've got a full field. So you're 55 yards wide. Okay, just spread out. Who can run the best route and who's got the best quarterback? That's what it comes down to. That's all it comes down to. Absolutely. If you're playing 7s, 8s, flag or touch, it's There's no yards after catch unless you've just got some speed demon out on the outside.
That's fair.
Everything in fives, the entertaining part of it, and the reason why it's such a, I think it's a better game, is because of the yards after catch. It's not about your quarterback anymore. Now it's about putting the ball in the hands of the most talented individuals across the line and letting them fight and work and go and get those yards after catch. That's where the entertainment is. That's where the excitement is. If you watched any of the games, Mabel was a great example because you had touch on one side, you had flag on the other side, and you had the beer garden in the middle. Where was everybody's attention during those games?
Yeah, no one was watching
the touch fields were dead. Everybody was over watching flag.
Yeah.
And it's not because it's just a better sport. It's the same sport, just a different variation.
It's more exciting.
It's more exciting.
Yeah.
And that's what I've said before. And I witnessed it. I remember because being involved in tackle football my whole life, playing on the full size field, playing both the American and Canadian game. I had never seen flag. I'd never played flag until 2010. And then getting involved with the previous league and running a sevens league was fun. It was great. We loved it. And then I think it was in 2018. My wife and I both went to Regina for Canada Nationals. She went as a referee. I went there as a commissioner. And watching the fives game, that was the first time I'd ever watched fives at an elite level. And that was when both Tyson and Jalen Philpott were both playing for Team BC. And they won their national that year. And watching these boys, I think it was U16, U18 at that point, it was electric. And I came home and I'm like, we need to do this. We need fives. Fast forward, what was it, 5 years later, and it finally took shape, and here we are today. So
my personal opinion on that is that fives, the best part about fives is that the defense can actually have an effect on the game.
Yeah.
Sevens and eights, you're on an island, guy runs a slant, he's 30 yards away from you by the time he catches the ball. Your teammates can't help you. Sevens, everyone's so spread out, you can run hooks every play, no one can really do anything. Fives, every single defender is a part of every play. You can cross
and
and jump.
You have to work together. You have to work together.
You can't hide people. You can't just put your two shitty players on the left side of the field and not see them for 60 minutes. You can't hide players. It's a full team game, which is like the hardest thing. That's why it's like the most contact ball where it's like every single person needs to execute their job or you're gonna get pounded. Like that's how quick that is.
1,000% correct.
That's what I like about it, at least.
It really is the ultimate team game.
Absolutely.
So iFlag Media just released the undefeated women's teams after day one, and Canada is obviously on that list, as is Great Britain, Austria, Spain, the United States, and Mexico. Team Canada men's also undefeated after day one. Congratulations again, both to our Team Canada men and Team Canada women, and good luck on day two. Those games, I believe, get going at 11 o'clock p.m. our time Pacific tonight. Will be the second day two, or will be day two, and then 11 p.m. and 5 a.m.
That's awesome. Congratulations to the 29 Quebecers and Michael O'Connor.
That pisses me off. I'm not going to make, Team Canada football Canada. You need to do a better job. I'm calling you out.
Hey, Quebec is elite at flag football. Till we prove otherwise, that's hard to take away from them.
There are really good football players all across this country.
Absolutely.
I'm not just saying here in BC. I'm saying all across this country. Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, the Maritimes. The fact that Team Canada women's is all Quebec or at 99% Quebec, come on. You're telling me that there are no better female ballers in this country outside of Quebec? I would bet money on that.
Yeah, me too.
I would bet a lot of money on that.
Well, yeah, there's got to be one.
There's too much bias at the top. There's too much bias in Football Canada. There's too much bias when it comes to selections.
No, we love you, Football Canada. Please invite us back.
I honestly don't care who I piss off. It needs to be said, and I will fight for the right things.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying no discredit to Team Canada women's, no discredit to Team Canada men's. These are fantastic athletes. Nice. But I think that there needs to be a hard look in the future as to how the selection process is done. Plain and simple.
Awesome.
If we're going to call this Team Canada, then it better be a representation of Canada.
Yeah, if they're going to keep trying to do these camps, inviting us out and taking our money.
Yeah. Then it needs to be a representation of Canada. Fair.
I love that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
That's our schedule release video.
Have contingency from around the country, not just one province or two provinces.
Fair. Hey, as long as we got Mike.
Yeah, congratulations, Mike. Keep it up, buddy. All right. As you said, schedule release is done. The full schedule will be available at bcaffl.ca before the weekend. That's all I'm promising.
I love it. Thanks, Derek.
For No Run Zone, I'm Derek Slavin. He's Hunter Lake. And we'll see you August 23rd at Cloverdale Athletic. Take care.